Alright, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're doing a sewing video today. Surprise. Quick project, as I literally just did it in the past 30 to 45 minutes. Turned into a cowl neck tank top. And this was something that was honestly super easy to make, and I, as always, do things kind of a half-assed way. Not the most professional, not the most clean, and I always make mistakes. So you will obviously need fabric. You are definitely going to want a stretch fabric. Mine is some kind of like knit. So this is a relatively thin kind of knit black fabric with a decent bit of stretch, nothing crazy. You'll see when I'm cutting it. I originally had these as pants, but the pants slash leggings fit very bizarre. And I found the easiest way to kind of set this up and cut it out was to use a camisole. I mean, really any tank top would work, but for some reason I just feel like the cami makes sense. Any like tighter fitting tank top basically, because all you're going to do is, instead of cutting the neckline, you're going to just cut a straight rectangle across. You can always give yourself obviously a couple extra, like you can do a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whole inch extra so that you have a little bit more of a droop. The thing I just keep playing with, because I'm like, how do I feel about this? Mine is very minimal. You could probably at times barely even tell it's like drooping. And the easiest thing to do is just literally do 2 lines up the sides, obviously right sides together, sew them up the sides so that you can flip it inside out, and then you basically have a tube top. I personally did it just because it is a pretty popular form of a cowl neck to have a lower back than front. So with my cami laying on top of the fabric, you'll see I did cut the back basically right under my boobs. And this depends on how you like your shirt. Obviously, in case this isn't clear, it's better to do this smaller and then you can take away fabric than just take it away and be like, well, now what? I have a rather small chest, so I don't have too much to worry about in terms of like needing a ton of support. So I was pretty comfortable going with a low back. I probably could have gone lower, honestly, but I'm happy with where it's at. This is gonna be the weirdest way of me showing this. The back literally starts like under my chest, like boobs, back. So that was a super easy step, and then at that point you literally have the shirt almost done. Sometimes, depending on the fabric, you can kind of be lazy with the edges, which is what I love about knit fabrics, is sometimes I just don't feel like hemming it. And by sometimes, I mean most of the time I do things. But it's all going to come down to your fabric and how much of a perfectionist you are. Obviously, I am not. And then last thing you have to do, no joke, this is that easy, is make the straps. I literally just did cloth. It's the exact same. It was left over from me cutting the pants, and it's, I think these are roughly 1/2 inch. They look, I didn't even measure them. And I just did long enough that I had a little bit extra to work with, seaming up both sides, leaving myself an inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch in the middle, cutting off the extra, flipping them inside out with a safety pin, and those are straps. And you again always want to sew good sides together so that it kind of creates that clean fold and you're not just like seeing strap like sewed on top of this. So I literally just threw it on, and I kind of just tried to gauge how I wanted the back to look. I played around with, like, obviously if you wanted to just be done, you could sew up the end of the straps and just do a halter and tie it around, or you can do cross like I do, or you can obviously do straight. I played around with both and just thought the cross looked better on me. I basically just put my arms behind my back, pinned the strap to what felt comfortable, and then carefully took it off as to not scratch myself with pins, and basically tried my best to measure like how much of the strap was being taken off, and made sure everything was flat and rolled out, that it wasn't like twisting or anything. And I just pinned them, sewed them over again, good sides together, so that it kind of folds in on itself, and then you have straps. I do want to say, the first time I showed it, and I will show you this, I know I took a video of it, I put the straps, and this was stupid, I wasn't thinking, I put the straps, like, if this is a rectangle, because the whole thing was flat before I did this. I put the straps like here, and so I had these little things flying out the edges, and for some reason in my head I thought that was gonna work. I don't know why. That was stupid because that's not how a cowl neck looks. So I was like, why does this look weird? And then it clicked, because you're supposed to put them on the edges of your rectangle, not like 1.5 inches in. So I just seam ripped them and moved them over to the edges and cleaned everything up. And now it actually hangs a little bit better. If it is tight enough, like there is not a lot of leeway here kind of falling out. And so, but also, you know, if the back was up higher, obviously there'd be more of a line here to like hold it all in and you wouldn't have to be worried about this falling front. But if you're measuring off a cami or a tank top you already have, you're probably going to be pretty close to your measurements. Obviously giving yourself always a little bit extra for a little wiggle room or a mistake on the machine, just in case, because like I said, you can always go in, but you can't always, you can almost never go out. So you could easily do something with this with like an old t-shirt if you wanted to like revamp it or whatever. You could definitely do something like this. So I hope I explained everything thoroughly. I know my sewing and DIY videos are kind of all over the place, but that's because when I'm making them, I'm all over the place. I don't know, I'm a mess. Who the fuck knows? That's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was at least entertaining or gave you something, or just, I don't know. Hopefully I gave you something, you know? This is my small attempt at a cowl neck. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.